Can you imagine running a bank by brewing coffee? Interesting question, right? Well, IKEA comes under the top 50 restaurants of the world, and McDonald's is in the real estate business. Well, these statistics and facts seem very absurd when you hear it for the first time. But hear this yet again. Starbucks is running an unregulated bank under your nose. So in this video, I'll let you know and explain how Starbucks is actually a bank. To understand how Starbucks is actually working like a bank, let's go down the aisle of history and see how it actually started. In the year 1985, Howard Schultz with a group of investors purchased Starbucks and gave it a completely new avatar. They translated it from a coffee bean store to a coffee shop. And this idea came to Howard Schultz when he went for a trip to Milan, Italy, where he tasted his first latte and wanted to bring the espresso coffee culture to United States. And that's how the true picture of Starbucks, what you see today, came into being. Howard Schultz came with a vision that he wanted to build a third place between work and home wherein professionals could just sit and work by sipping coffee. In the matter of mere 5 years, Starbucks expanded rapidly. It expanded to more than 140 locations and decided to go to public in the year 1992. And by the end of these 5 years, it was the money earned from the IPO which was used for rapid expansion. Starbucks added its 1,000th store and doubled to around its 200 and 500th store in the matter of merely 3 years. And what was quite remarkable in all of this was that the Starbucks quality was remained intact irrespective of its rapid growth. In the year 2000, Howard Schultz took over as the chairman of Starbucks and Orrin Smith took over the reins as the CEO. From the year 2000 to 2007, Starbucks grew by more than 4 times. They added 1,500 stores in a year. But approximately around the year 2007, Starbucks started going into a decline. Their stock prices fell. Moreover, their profits started going into a decline because in the lieu of making more and more profits, the quality started dwindling and it was a bad time that Starbucks saw in its history. And therefore, to save Starbucks and restore it to its former glory, by the year 2008, Howard Schultz came back as the savior to save Starbucks, and by the time it was 2016, he resigned. Till now that we have discussed the exact story of what Starbucks' early history was, now let's understand the main picture of what you see Starbucks today. To understand Starbucks and bank relationship, let's first understand what is called as the Frappuccino Effect. Now, Frappuccino Effect means that the closer your property is to Starbucks, higher would be its value. So for example, imagine that we are in the year 1997 and a property which is adjacent to Starbucks would have costed around roughly $137,000, whereas a similar property located away from Starbucks would have costed around $102,000. Now, 17 years ahead, imagine that you are in the year 2014. Now, a property which was located away from Starbucks would have appreciated by about 65% and costed around $168,000. Whereas a property, listen to this carefully, a property adjacent to Starbucks would have appreciated by approximately 96% and costed around $269,000. An appreciation roughly by 100%. Isn't it startling? Now just imagine you are in the year 2022. How fortunate you would have been had your house been adjacent to Starbucks. Now let's start understanding Starbucks' journey as a bank. Now in the year 2008, when Starbucks was going its restoration, transformation with the help of Howard Schultz, they hired what we call as the Chief Technology Officer. Now this Chief Technology Officer played a masterstroke by introducing 2 major changes. Firstly, they introduced the Starbucks loyalty card, and secondly, they introduced the Starbucks app. Now approximately 30% of purchases at Starbucks were happening with the help of this app. Now how did this app work? So for instance, imagine you are there at a Starbucks store and you offer a coffee. Now for this coffee which you have been asked, you can simply pay using the Starbucks app. You could add money using your credit card or your cash money into the app and paid using the app. Now, the benefit of using the app was that once you made the purchase, you could earn stars worth double the amount of cash which you had paid, which means that you could purchase a free coffee in the near future by using these stars and the grades earned by using the Starbucks app. The remarkable thing and the most important point to take a note here is that once a money was deposited into the Starbucks app, it could not be withdrawn. You could only and solely use this money to make a coffee purchase today or in the near future. And moreover, by using this innovative gameplay, Starbucks could get around a number of financial laws easily, whereas other banks could not. And moreover, Starbucks earned the title as the most popular restaurant reward app. Approximately 41% of the sales of Starbucks in US and Canada were taking place with the help of Starbucks app itself. Now let me put forward with you a number of such facts and figures yet again. In the year 2019, Starbucks was having assets worth approximately $1.5 billion. Listen again, $1.5 billion. Whereas at the same time, 85% of the banks in the US were having assets merely around $1 billion. So, while people were sipping coffee from Starbucks store using the app, Starbucks was actually making free money, wherein the people gave them a loan of $1.5 billion with only 0% interest.